It now gives me very great pleasure to introduce a true disability advocate and a woman who strives hard to improve the lives of people with disability. As I mentioned before, would you please make welcome Senator Jan McLucas. Fire away, Jan.
Thank you very much, Tim. Can I first start by telling us all that there has been a change in the program tonight. Unfortunately, the Prime Minister would have been with us at this point in the evening, but unfortunately both she and Minister Macklin have been detained in the Parliament dealing with the gambling reform legislation that I know you'd be aware of. So on behalf of the Prime Minister, it is really an honour to give a speech on her behalf this evening. Can I first of all thank Tim for your welcome. I want to also acknowledge our parliamentary colleagues, Senator the Honourable Ursula Stevens, Senator Carol Brown and Senator Mitch Fifield, who is the opposition spokesperson on disabilities. I also wish to acknowledge Mr Finn Pratt, the Secretary of the Department of Families, Housing, Community Services and Indigenous Affairs, our NDIS Launch Transition Agency CEO, David Bowen, to all of our Disability Award finalists and members of the judging panel, I acknowledge you and welcome you here, and to the National People with Disabilities and Carer Council members, to other big peak bodies, sector representatives and special guests, but to all of us. This is the third awards ceremony that I've had the privilege of being at. It's always a wonderful night and I know we'll have a brilliant night tonight. Firstly, to Uncle Shane Mortimer, thank you. Thank you for your welcome to your country, and I pay my respects to you and your elders, but also to other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island people who might be with us this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, the Prime Minister was in Tasmania recently, and she visited Cosmos, a wonderful local service for people with disabilities. At Cosmos, she spoke with an impressive young man named Corey. Corey lives with multiple disabilities and he's an incredible champion of disability rights in the Tasmanian community. Corey said to our Prime Minister, he said, "When are you going to make the NDIS happen?" Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight I, on behalf of the Prime Minister, can tell Corey and the whole nation that the Prime Minister of Australia will introduce legislation establishing the National Disability Insurance Scheme into the House of Representatives tomorrow. The Prime Minister, you would have heard her saying in the past, she has said, "We will get this thing done." And we can say tonight, we are getting this thing done. The Prime Minister's first duty here tonight was to say thank you. Thank you for the great things you do. The prospect of the NDIS should never allow us to overlook the work that happens each day in every part of our nation. The determination, the commitment, the care and support, the training, advocacy and research that happens every day, that have happened for years. Our yearning for the NDIS should never obscure our achievements and our success stories. Like Housing Choices Australia, which has delivered 100 high-quality dwellings designed specifically for people with disabilities, new homes that are changing lives in Victoria right now. Or the early learning and care centres established as part of our Helping Children with Autism initiative, helping children with autism develop and learn so that many of them will move into mainstream childcare and school. When the Prime Minister and Minister Macklin visited one of these centres in Perth earlier this year, they heard from the parents there how this support is making a real difference to their children's lives and for their whole family. So the scheme will be new, yet your commitment will be the same. But all of the lessons from your daily work in the sector, the biggest one is this: the cruel lottery must end. It's time for an NDIS. Therefore, this is your time, your moment to shine. Be proud of what we're doing, that we're doing something rare in Australian public policy, adding a pillar to our system of social care, alongside the minimum wage, the age pension, Medicare, and universal superannuation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an achievement that happens at best once in a generation, but you have made it possible. Through your activism and advocacy, through your meticulous research and policy development, through your patience and unfailing dignity, and through your unity. I don't think we underestimate what it has taken for this sector, riven by the struggles of a failing system, to come together in support of change. So we congratulate the disability sector on its historic cooperative efforts in campaigning for the NDIS. I congratulate you all on overcoming any differences to make your voices together, clearer and louder. I congratulate you all for your work over the last 12 months to guide the policy design and the implementation planning for the launch of the first stage of the scheme. There's been a need for change for a very long time. There's been a case for change in journal articles, in policy papers, but it took something else to make it happen. It took you. You have been the game changers. You made the impossible seem possible. And from July next year, the possible will become real as the NDIS begins. Friends, we know this hasn't been an easy journey for you. Not only have you lived with your own personal and professional challenges through these years of activism and advocacy, the different parts of the disability sector have also had to find unity from a variety of perspectives and traditions. But through abundant goodwill, you have come together and found common ground. You changed, and now you are changing the nation. Ladies and gentlemen, the sector's work doesn't stop now. The same model of cooperation and engagement that has brought us to the very eve of legislating for the NDIS will also be needed as the scheme rolls out over the coming years. So, congratulations to all 2012 finalists and category winners. Your spirit of service and generosity changes lives every day. And your ambition for the nation gave the Prime Minister, Minister Macklin and I the confidence that the NDIS was possible. These awards are always important, but in this year, the NDIS went from a sound idea to the floor of the Parliament, these awards have a special place in our hearts.